Welcome back everyone, Ronin here. I bring you my first attempt at the Division guide. Now I usually try to spend as much time as I can on a video game before I can post a guide. So I'm just going to put down my thoughts as to what may actually help some of you out there. My first tip would be when you create your character, don't bother customizing too much because the customization is pretty meh until you start unlocking equipment in the game. When you start, you're not going to have much. You're gonna basically just want to level your character. Now, don't rush. This is like the first time in an MMO where there's actually not very much content, in my opinion. So don't rush, enjoy the game, play the missions. It's a really boring end game right now. Once you're done with the tutorial, once you finish the beginning part, you'll probably be level 5 when you arrive here. This is going to be your base of operation. Now, on the map, it's here. It's the post office. Start the game over here. Basically, make your way here. The game actually starts once you get here. And my first tip would be, do not level too fast. Do not enjoy the game. Don't just rush to the end game, because there's not really much of an end game right now. So, sure, it's nice to hit 30, but then what? You just do a bit of a gear grind, and there's nothing else out there for you other than a bit of a gear grind. With no real purpose, unless the update today actually changed the Dark Zone quite a bit. Maybe make it useful to actually do PvP this time. So, as part of leveling up, since we talked about leveling up, if you do want to level up fast, I would recommend do all the side missions. These here are the ones that give you the most amount of XP after the story missions. So you want to do the story missions as you're at that level or feel you're able to do so. And in between those, if you're trying to power level yourself, then you just do the side missions. If you have a friend to power level you, then it's easy. Just have him join your group or you join his group and then start doing the last mission on hard, or really I think any mission on hard, and you'll get a giant boost of XP. And to that, he can actually run you through all of the actual missions that are the story mode if you just really want to level fast, and then you still get your points for your wings. Now you're gonna have to do a lot of these smaller missions, like they're not even side missions, they're just kind of, I don't know what you'd call these, but they're just open world missions that you can do. You show up and then like an event happens, like a public mission. Now with these, they give you the resources you need, the tech wing supplies, or the security wing supply, or the medical wing supply. You're gonna have to do some of these to max out your wings. Now, before you enter the Dark Zone, before you actually think about just power leveling, you're gonna have to take note of these. Now, oh, I missed. Okay, so that would be me running in. What I like to do though here is just as you're crossing through the door, do a combat roll. It saves some time. Not much, but I feel it saves some time. See here on the board, it says so when you walk in too. You have your medical, tech, and your security. Now, security is over here, medical is over here, and then tech upstairs. Go with medical, because that's the one I kind of preferred and played with more. Pick one of the overall skills that you want. Go this way. So we're going to want to do, these are going to be mostly locked to you, and same with the modifications. This is where upgrading your wings, medical, tech, and security to unlock these and the mods. What I recommend is pick one of these that you feel you really like. I really like the healing because I planned on playing a medic in this game. You can do the tech wing for increased damage and critical hit chance, which is actually really good. And then you have increased damage, resistance, and speed. I mean, they all have their place. This one will give an overheal, resurrect people, and a regen. So because I wanted to play a medic type, more of a support character, the one I picked. But keep 1,000 of your supplies and pick one of these. So go through the skills, see what you want to spend and what you feel like getting. Play it to your play style. Now some skills are better than others, but for the most part, they don't stack. This is my second tip. You're gonna want to make sure you buy, like I said, the 1,000 point one for one of the signature skills because it gives you a third and a really powerful tool in your arsenal. So, it's a long cooldown too. So for example, I use secret grenades for the most part. These grenades have a gas mod in them. So as it's rolling towards the enemy, it'll actually explode and release gas. Now this is pretty cool and pretty handy because it's a crowd control ability. So it's useful in PVE, and I'm not quite sure about PvP though. I'm on the fence about PvP because I haven't really seen much of a use for it, unless people are really resistant to it. What you want to do when you organize your group is have a variety of skills. You don't want to double up on certain skills. So by me having the gas seeker grenade, and then somebody else would have another gas seeker grenade, they won't really stack, and there's diminishing returns. So if I throw mine, hit somebody, they go, they're not dazed, but they can't really see, they're coughing. It's really good for us because they're not doing anything, they're just crowd controlled. If somebody else throws another one right after of the same type, like another gas grenade, the enemy won't be affected. They actually have a diminishing return, where they're going to have a higher resistance to it for a certain amount of time, probably like 10-20 seconds. So that's the same with gas grenades. The fire variant here, I think is this one, the air burst. This is just damage. Where is it here? Goes the same with the flashbang. Somebody flashbangs and then you're ready right after flashbang again. It's not gonna do another flash. But it's gonna do another flash, but the enemies are gonna be more resistant to it. So just know this. Another example of this is, pulse. You use a pulse, it lasts for 25 seconds with a cooldown of 50. So it's on quite a bit. Now you could argue that you'd always have the pulse going with 2 people, but don't bring 3 or 4 because there's really no point of having 3 or 4 pulse. You want 1 generally in a group. Now the groups are parties of 4, so plan your skills around that. You don't want to have everybody have the same skills because you want a variety to adapt to situations. You want to spread your party's effectiveness with skills and not double up on a lot of stuff. Like for example, I use the heal because I wanted to be more of a support class because I don't really bring many buffs, and I'm using the healer signature move. So instead of using the one that would actually give more healing, which I can get through my armor anyway, I decided to use booster shot, which actually boosts damage. So I really liked that one because it's one of my very few boosting abilities. I think it's like 10 seconds. Yeah, about 10 seconds that I give boosted, increased damage. But you see, I overheal anyway. The green bar above my 3 health bars right there, that's the overheal. And the reason for that, pay attention to your gear. There you go. That's the one I have equipped. This one would give me increased armor, but grants overheal to all healing abilities. This is like the perfect armor. I couldn't ask for more as a medic-focused character. I could probably put a station down and that would give overhealing to people. Pay attention to those skills. For example, here you have a talent, critical hit chance increased by 13 against targets out of cover. There's a lot of targets out of cover. And that's a glove, so pretty cool. The whole time you're going to be playing the game, gearing up's going to be an issue. You're going to be just catching up because the numbers are just crazy. They go up so fast from 1 to 30 to reach these numbers. It's insane. So you're always going to have to upgrade your gear. When I was about at around level 25, I found that I was actually behind on gear because I hadn't been keeping up with it. Now, to unlock certain skills, especially on weapons, you have requirements. Make sure you meet those requirements. If you don't meet those requirements, then the weapons are not as good. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah. Then your weapons are not as good as they should be. And it's a pretty big difference. Like, armor destruction value increased by 18%. That is pretty big. 18% more damage. Or at least go through the armor. That's pretty good. No, 13% reloading speed. Now, on your weapons, make sure you put the best modifications that you can to increase that DPS. A huge, huge change. Another thing you want to do, make sure you carry around or carry with you multiple types of weapons. I have here an LMG. I personally really like the light machine guns. I like to just suppress the enemy. In PVE, that is awesome. In PvP, I'm noticing it's not that great. Plus, the way that the gun aims, I mean, it's kind of hard to actually track somebody generally. This one's not so bad, but it jumps around quite a bit. Like if I just do bursts, it would be hard for me to just actually actively hit somebody with this gun. So you always want to bring a backup. Now I'm basically kind of close range focused right now. So I have a submachine gun. I thought it was an assault rifle. For this one, you can see there's somewhat of a spread, but there's no kick. So this is really good when you're rushing somebody. And in PvP, you're going to want something that you can probably shoot from the hip, like somewhat accurately, because you're going to be moving, rolling, and trying to get out of the way. That's what I've noticed so far. That's going to be part of the other guide. You want to have spare weapons. Now, the other reason for this, not to just be versatile, is that if you start running low on ammo, now in PvE that's not really an issue, but then you can just swap a gun out right after. Like, if I'm running out of my SMG ammo, I can just go to my marksman's rifle. Now, I have a different gun. As you kill, you collect more ammo, and then, you know, it restocks the weapon that you're not using. Now, marksman's rifles are really good, as long as you can manage to get the headshots. There we go. So, I am overgeared, but you want to line up that headshot. That's what marksman's rifles are really good for. If I don't get the headshot, okay, 35. So it's like 100,000 damage difference. I still managed to get the one shot, but you get the idea. Like, that 100,000 damage difference is huge. So in PvP, if you can get the drop on somebody with a marksman's rifle, that's why you'll probably see a lot of people carrying these. They're pretty insane. But it's all to your playstyle. I am not that great with the marksman's rifles, so I prefer the LMGs. If you can suppress the enemy, then you have your friends go and flank them, and then they're no longer in cover, so it's pretty good. Oh, maintenance again tonight. Awesome. At least they tell you in-game right there. Auto walk. Yes, auto walk. X. There you go. I'm still running. Get a coffee. Now you're probably gonna run into enemies, but this is handy when you're answering emails or whatever you're doing. Talk to somebody. If I'm in chat, you know, I can still see the game right here, or just, you know, over there. Awesome. Auto run. Love it. Fast travel. Not sure if you get it right away, but you can fast travel, and now with the patch, you should be able to fast travel to a checkpoint. No, you cannot. You see here, it says fast travel. You push X, it's gonna fast travel me. As long as you've visited that place before, you're good. Rerolling stats. Oh, chat filters. Yes, this is thanks to Rez. You've seen them in the stream a few times. So, okay, chat filters. Go here, rewards.
Kiss my ass.
Alright. Gotta change the outlook of my stream here. Make sure you put rewards on when you're in a group, especially a pug. That way you can see what they got for loot. It's good to know, because if you pick up a golden, somebody leaves your group, like basically right after, or like a minute or two after you, it doesn't say anything, be careful. They might actually attack you and try to kill you to get your loot, which is something that shouldn't even be in the game. But there you go. It tells you who got what nearby. Okay, another thing to make sure. Alright, you got your stash. Make sure your stash is always cleared of extracted gear before you go out. See? This way, when you go there, you don't get screwed when you get into the dark zone. And you're like, oh, I forgot to empty my loot. Now you have to drop items in combat. Okay, so this brings me to one of the really good places. Is up here. This recalibration bench is amazing. Make sure you make good use of it. It doesn't work on weapons. It's basically just your armor. But let's give you an example here. The armor I really like. I don't remember what it was. I changed it to ammo capacity. Actually, I think I made a mistake. I think it was experience gain. What was 2 mod slots? See, like, so we're gonna do it to this one, maybe. So you select the item. Oh, I don't have enough Phoenix credits. I can't do it to that one. Okay, I can do it to this. So I'm gonna push spacebar. I'm gonna change right here, and tell me what I can change and swap out of the gear. So for a small cost, I can change my stamina. So if I'm not happy with a stamina armor, or backpack in this case, I can change it to whatever I want in this selection here, and it has a range So if you rolled a low range, you can actually maybe try for a high range. Pretty good. Here, armor. If I'm not a big fan of armor, then I can change for critical hit damage, skill power. Like, this is pretty cool. Ammo capacity. I like ammo capacity on the backpack though. I mean, 34%, that's a lot when you're going to the dark zone. If you don't like the skills it gives out, if you like to use certain skills more than others, you can try to change these. Sticky bomb I don't use, so we're gonna spend the money. It's 15,000 credits. So you hold down spacebar, it does the rolling. These are the options you get. Well, it kind of sucks because I don't use my mines don't do damage. They're CC mines, so I don't use sticky bombs. Would be nice. So maybe smart cover. I have used smart cover before. Longer duration could be good. I kind of got screwed here. So what I'm gonna do is, well, it's not really a loss. Now it's locked. You can only on this piece of gear change this stat. You can no longer change any other stats. I can spend more money now, which I'm gonna do anyway, to try to roll again. Maybe I'll get what I want. I don't want damage. Pulse crit chance. Support station health, maybe. Let's see. I still didn't really get what I wanted. But this gives you an idea of what you can do. You can actually create some pretty good gear this way. Just be careful, it goes up every time. First time was 15, then it was like 27, now it's 47. So be careful because that works the same on yellows. It's Phoenix credits. That is expensive. Like 48 for me to try again. That's a lot of Phoenix credits. 30 for the first time. So it gives you a chance at getting better loot. And then this guy right here, don't forget about this guy.
Like what you see.
He's the Phoenix token vendor guy. This is where I buy all my blueprints to try to roll on gear.
Sorry you didn't see anything you liked.
Hopefully these tips prove useful. They're not really combat oriented, they're just overall tips. Co-op is awesome. Play co-op. It changes the outlook of the game. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to go work on my Dark Zone tips. Some of them might actually pop into here. And we're going to go play some Dark Zone after. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.